Hi guys, and here's what supports need to know for the start of Season 14. Everyone gets the same support item World Atlas. It's like Relic Shield and Spell Thieves combined, so you can either choose to poke for gold or execute minions. Now 1000 stacks, you can upgrade it to one of 5 options. Option 1 is Celestial Opposition. It gives you damage reduction for 2 seconds after being hit and takes 15 seconds to be recharged. Option 2 is Solstice Slay. This gives you and the lowest ally a heal and movement speed when you slow or immobilize someone. You build this typically on engagers when you don't need the Celestial Opposition. Next up is Bloodsong. This build has a Sheen effect that amplifies damage on a target for 6 seconds. This is actually very strong on 80 supports, specifically Senna, because she can proc it on her Q. Next up is Zax's Realm Spike. This is pretty much Comet that does a small percent health magic damage each time you hit a spell. It's good for poke champions. And last but not least is Dreammaker. When you heal or shield an ally, they get 2 bubbles. One reduces damage from the next hit they take, and the other one gives their next attack bonus damage. This is going to be the item for enchanters. For new items, we have Trailblazer. This is a cheap version of Danmet's Plate that also gives your allies a percentage of MS towards you as well. Dawncore is the new enchanter item. It gives heal shield power and ability power based on your mana regeneration. It also gives summoner spell haste. Though it's pretty expensive, it can be a good 4th or 5th item if you're building lots of enchanter items. Now let's talk about old items. Shrelia's no longer has its old passive of speeding up people with the heal and shield, and it doesn't give any HP anymore. Staff of Flowing Water took on the old Shrelia's passive, giving 10% MS on heal and shield, as well as giving AP. I think this item will be very strong, especially on champions like Sona and Seraphine who have AoE shields. Next up is Locket. It no longer gives the resist aura. However, the base stats are very nice. Zeke's got reworked. It's back to the old Zeke's that gives an AoE slow and does magic damage per second. The radius is a lot smaller than the old Zeke's, but now you don't have to bind it to an ally. I'm going to talk about why I think will be good on patch 14.1. It's going to be a pretty imbalanced patch, but this is my tentative tier list. I think almost all supports will be stronger in Season 14 than Season 13, with the exception of some mage supports that might not have good itemizations. Right now, I think the most overtuned support item upgrade seems to be the Bloodsong, which is the Spellblade one. Abusers of this, Senna, because Senna can proc Spellblade just by using Q, and then on her soul pull she'll get the bonus damage. Staff of Flowing Water also seems to be really strong. Everyone gets AP and MS. This is a good rush item, and I think the abusers for these are enchanters, so that's why I had Sona and Seraphine so high on the tier list. Mandate is good, mainly on Nami, but I think you can also get it on luck. So here are some builds that I have tried. This is going to be the Energized Senna. You go Bloodsong into Voltaic Cyclosword. This is like a new item that gives lethality and also has a strong energized auto, followed by I think RFC or Stormrazor, doesn't really matter. And if you're rich, yeah, Navigator IE can cap out this board pretty high. Next up is the Mana Blitzcrank. So this abuses the Frozen Heart and the exchanges to stack mana. Blitzcrank's passive gives him a shield based off his mana, so he's actually going to be a lot tankier with these items, followed by Trailblazer later. I don't really like to get Trailblazer as a rush because I don't feel like you make good use of the passive MS for allies early in the game. Celestial Opposition or Solstice Slay, this is situational based on the game. Next up is the Enchanter Build. It's going to be Dreammaker into Staff Rush, followed by Redemption or Moonstone. The order of this can be different depending on how you like it. I prefer Redemption first because I think the Redemption would buff the Moonstone more than the Moonstone buffs Redemption, if that makes sense. And then Dawncore as a final item. It's expensive, but if you can get it, it is a lot of free stats. In terms of off meta picks, I particularly liked Elise or Spider Cube proc Spellblade, so Bloodsong being really OP help. Especially this item, new item Storm Surge, gives you a lot of bonus damage on her combo. Another Bloodsong support, no surprise. Jin, you can fill out this build with lethality items. This is the core items that you need to make sure you get. And then here I Fail Sticks. Lucidity Boots did get a 50 gold price reduction, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. And Fail Sticks likes that for flash cooldown. And then Malignus is a new AP item that gives ulti haste and also an AoE burn damage and magic resist shred. So it's perfect for a champ like Fiddlesticks. Last but not least is a hybrid enchanter damage Lux build, utilizing all the OP items. We got Mandate, Staff, and then Horizon Focus, which got a slight rework. Now the spell reveals everyone in a 1200 radius. There's also Storm Surge Alistar. Storm Surge is pretty much a free phase rush. If you do a certain amount of damage within a certain amount of time, you get huge burst of movement speed. So AP Alistar will like that. Mage supports are pretty big losers on this patch. There's no more Leandries. Champions like Zyra or Brand who rely on the burn, quite a bit worse. But Xerath can still go Ludens and Horizon and be okay. that's kind of my summary for season 14. I will constantly be updating this document with my notes. Thank you so much for watching, and like and follow for more videos like this.